Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at this week's deals and discounts for Grand Theft Auto Online. I'll be honest, the deals and discounts are actually pretty solid. There's a lot of good vehicles in front of us, which I'll be breaking into in just a moment. However, if you were hoping that maybe just this week Rockstar would be a little nice and allow us to earn some extra money with our businesses, guess what? Wrong-o. Rockstar has literally been screwing us for quite a while now. Last couple of weeks have been absolutely tragic. Last week was awful. The week before that was pretty bad. I mean, last week Rockstar gave us double money on the Cluck and Bell heist, even though the Cluck and Bell heist doesn't give you any money on the setups, which is the only thing they gave you double money for. The actual heist itself, they didn't double. So they basically screwed us last week, and this week it's the same thing. We've got double money on drift racing, drag racing, and like adversary modes, which is cool, but like that's not gonna make millions. What we want is double money on things like the agency, double money on things like the acid lab. Heck, I'd be happy if the bunker got double money at this point. Rockstar really is just giving us absolutely horrible weeks. I'm not even sure why. A lot of people have speculated it's because of the fact that maybe Rockstar's trying to see what they can get away with for GTA 6. I don't know. All I can say is it's bad, and I'm really disappointed. With the money aside, let's break into this week's discounts. Starting off, we have the Podium vehicle, being the Night Shark. This is an incredibly well-armored SUV. It's got a high top speed. It's actually one of the faster off-road vehicles in the game. It features very good protection. However, one thing I should mention is that this glass does not get protected whatsoever. So don't even bother running the armor on this vehicle. It's going to take away your ability to throw sticky bombs and shoot outside, and the armor literally does nothing. As you can see, we're hitting the glass right behind. The prize ride this week is the Winky. I don't really know why Rockstar made this the prize rod. They said, you know what, this week's already awful, let's make it even worse by giving them this as the vehicle for this week's prize ride. I mean, it's pretty easy to get your hands on. You just need to win top 3 2 days in a row, but like, really? Who cares? It's a Winky. I mean, it's a cool vehicle, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of the Willys Jeeps in real life, but this isn't real life, and nobody's gonna drive this thing, let's be completely honest. Then we break into this week's discounts. Seems like Rockstar has gotten quite butthurt that everybody's been saying the Terminus absolutely strips the Patriot Milspec, so that's what they've put on sale. The Patriot Milspec is an alright Amani Tech vehicle. It does have semi-bulletproof glass, which is pretty nice. You'd think that these absolutely chonker glass panels on the side are completely bulletproof, but no, that is actually not the case. You can shoot right through them if you fire enough. So a little bit disappointing there is you can cut right through these glass panels pretty easily, but for the most part, it still does have decent protection. It survives 4 RPGs or sticky bombs, and it has a missile lock-on jammer, and it takes 10 homing missiles to blow up. Personally, I don't love the Patriot Milspec because of the fact it has really bad ground clearance. We can see that ground clearance right here. That is just not very good. When you're trying to drive over things like this, as we can see, the Milspec literally cannot get over this. It's really annoying, and because of that, I just don't love off-roading in this vehicle. I actually like the basic Mammoth Patriot better, which is really disappointing because in real life the Hummer is one of the craziest off-roaders. But yeah, Rockstar really missed the ball with this one. So I'm a little personally disappointed with the Milspec. I just wish it was better at off-roading. But in terms of armor, it's pretty good. It's an alright truck, so I can't say anything negative about it. At the end of the day, it is an Amani Tech vehicle. So if you like it, definitely get your hands on it. We also have the APC. Now you'll notice I have 2 different versions of the APC in front of me. We have one with the small tank cannon and one with the RPG launcher. It's just a missile launcher. The missile launcher on the APC is pretty devastating. It's probably one of the more dangerous weapons in the game. For example, we got a bunch of cars over here, and as you can see, you can just absolutely fling missiles like crazy. No issues whatsoever. You can just keep shooting and shooting and shooting. So in that regard, the missile launcher on the APC is kind of insane. It has a total of 50 missiles, so you can just keep shooting until you run out, and yeah, it's a little dang nasty. If you actually have a second person to mess around with you while you're driving this vehicle, this is probably one of the most dangerous weapons you can have. But I would also say that the tank cannon for the APC is also pretty strong, and that is because of the fact the tank cannon is infinite ammo. Remember how I said before the RPGs have 50 rounds? Well, as we can see, the tank cannon, you can just shoot this over and over and over, and you have an infinite amount of rounds. So that is a pretty big advantage for the tank cannon. Plus, it deals the same damage as a Rhino tank. meaning that it actually takes half the amount of explosions to blow up on a Monitech vehicle, only 2 hits. It's actually really dangerous. So I would say both weapons for the APC are incredibly good. Depends which one you want. The price tag of the APC is quite a bit cheaper, from the normal 3.1 million down to 1.8 million. I also forgot to mention the Patriot Milspec is normally 1.7 million. This week it's 1.2 million, which is actually a pretty good deal in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Then we move on to the Chernabog. I personally don't care too much about this big ol' bongler of a vehicle. It's cool looking, and if you drive over vehicles, they'll blow up. It's got a bunch of missiles on the back. The problem is, you basically need 2 people to make this useful, and even then, I mean, you can literally just, like, nuke it if you just know what you're doing. They're pretty easy to dodge, the missiles in general, and while it does have great range, it's pretty useless. But it is $900,000 this week from the normal 1.5 million, so I guess that's something. The final thing we have discounted this week is... Well, actually, there's 2 things we have discounted this week to talk about. First of all, we have the B-11 Strike Force. This is actually, in my opinion, probably the best all-round jet in the game. I love the Rogue. I really like the F-160 Raiju. There's a lot of great capabilities for all of these different types of aircraft. However, I would personally say that if I was given only one jet to keep, it would probably be the B-11 Strike Force. First of all, unlike the Rogue, its machine gun is mounted on the center, which means it's much easier to shoot people in front of you, as we can see. Not only that, but this explosion damage is double that of the F-160 Raiju, which is quite nice. The Raiju actually has really, really poor explosion damage. This can also shoot a barrage of homing missiles, which is absolutely insane. So if there's somebody in front of you you want to take out, you just barrage the ground with missiles. And you also obviously feature bombs, which is not normal for jets. But yeah, you bombs you can drop right out of the bottom as well, which are obviously super, super dangerous as it is. The reason I like the B-11 is because it's not very fast, which sounds bad. If you fly high, you can get up to about 180 miles per hour, which is great. But if you fly really low, especially if you let go of the throttle, it is super, super maneuverable. I mean, you can see just how easily I can maneuver through these buildings. That one, I actually went in the building. But the B-11 Strike Force is super slow, which means that you can outturn any other jet you're dogfighting. It's great because of that. Obviously, mind my bad piloting there. But either way, I really like the B-11 Strike Force. I personally have more successful kills in that jet than, honestly, any of the other ones I have. And to finish off today's video, we have a business that is 25% off, being the Chop Shop. That's actually really, really good, to be completely honest. The Chop Shop has a lot of ways of making money, and obviously this week, as you can see on the monitor here, you are actually able to keep a Fister Comet S2 Cabrio. I don't know what it's going to be next week, which is tomorrow. I guess we'll have to see if you're actually able to keep a vehicle. Nobody knows yet, so it'll be interesting to find out if you cannot keep a vehicle, but I would definitely recommend to pick up the Chop Shop. It's a great business in general. It has passive income. You can see I've got $50,000 currently sitting in the safe. You have vehicles that you can sell. For example, we have this car right here that I can salvage parts for and get $300,000, which we're going to do. So there's a lot of ways to make money with the Chop Shop. I personally believe it's one of the better properties, especially with the tow truck missions. Obviously, if you want a full in-depth review on this, make sure to check out other videos on my channel, as I've already done that. Let me know what you guys think about this week. I'm really disappointed. I think Rockstar completely missed the bar, and this week is honestly pretty dookie. I mean, yeah, the discounts are all right. The B-11 Strike Force is normally 3.8 million. You got it for 2.3 this week, which is cool. But, like, I don't know. The whole week is just bad because of the fact there's no extra ways of making money. I'm so disappointed. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.